Yes, beta, once again, how you are? Are you getting whatever being taught in live class and video class? I hope that you are understanding, and then if you are not getting, then you will just make whatever queries are there, you will just write down, and in doubt class we will make it clear. Okay, we'll discuss all these. So now then, as you know, in abiotic, blue pen which will write this, means we in previous class we have done what we have done, abiotic factors, right? In that abiotic factors, we just will start from that responses to abiotic factors, means whatever the organisms they are behaving, means how they behave against each temperature, what we have done, temperature, water, soil and light, right? Means all those physical factors, you can say, a physical environment, how they are surviving, right? First of all, we will see that in our body, one condition is that homeostasis. Have you heard that? Homeostasis means here when that property or tendency to make internal environment constant, right? Means internal environment is constant. As you see in warm-blooded organisms, as we are, our body temperature is 37 degree Celsius, right? That 37 degree Celsius means it will be whatever, means in outside 50 degrees Celsius, whatever it may be, but we have to maintain that 37 internal temperature. It should not increase. If it will increase, it means we are facing some problems, right? So now then, that tendency is called homeostasis. Number of organisms you have seen, they are changed, means they are not cope up with that. They are not able to make their internal environment constant, so they can keep on changing. If the outer environment temperature is there, internal is also be there. It means they are changed, means that homeostasis is not found in those organisms, right? But in our case, as simple examples we are taking, suppose we know in human beings, nowadays you know, scorching heat is there. Our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, but outer temperature is more. So then what we are doing? We are trying to maintain that one. Some physiological metabolic activities, means because we are sweating is there, the sweating is there, that will be decreasing our internal temperature, come to this 37 point. And we are trying to maintain outer temperature also. As you know, we are using AC, now coolers. Now then, means all those means we are devices we are using which will make us cool, so that our temperature will be in 37 degrees, means we would be able to cope up with that, right? So now this is the homeostasis some organisms are having. So mostly then higher class organisms or birds and mammals, they are having this tendency. They can control of the, you can say, warm-blooded organisms are there. So when we all organisms, we will see to this graph, we will understand that we have got three categories are there. What are those? Conformers, regulators, partial regulators, right? One, we are drawing this graph, internal level and external level, right? Means internal level, internal temperature. If external temperature is increasing, right? Means external temperature is increasing, right? Here, like this. So now then, this you can see this conformer, that will also be increasing. Means that external level increasing, along with that internal level is also side by side. Means if it is increasing, that it is also increasing. Means that will be like this. How much it will increase, that will also be increasing. It means they keep on changing according to the external environment, external level or external environment, that internal body environment is also be getting changed, right? So such organisms are known as conformers. What are these called? Conformers, right? Now then, second class, the black line is say the regulators. Regulators are those which can make the internal environment constant. You see, that will be in the single line, straight line is there. Means it is not keep on changing. That external environment is changing, but that one is stick in that point. Means that will be regulators, as we are, right? Means mammals and birds. So now these are called regulators, right? Now then we will talk about the partial regulators. Means at some time, some condition, at some level, they are increasing according to the external level. They are also increasing to up to this point, right? But after that, that will be become regulators. They are making their temperature, internal environment is constant. So that is called partial. Means 50% they are conformers, 50% they are regulators. In that case, we are telling it partial regulators. It means that will be means how they are responding against the or to the abiotic factors. So we are talking about mainly the temperature, right? So now then in that homeostasis we are talking about the new term, the tendency to make our internal environment constant. So now then that will be occur in the mainly it will occur in higher class organisms, or you can say mammals and birds. Now then, and we are how they are maintaining regulators, how they are maintaining by sometimes by metabolically activities as they are sweating, and sometimes behavior, right? So now then we are talking one by one. These are conformers, regulators, and we are starting from, first of all we are starting from regulators, as in the book is also giving yes, first they are giving regulators, not regulators. 1 minute, just to see, we will see that. Yes, now they have written regulators, right? Regulators and how they are regulating first, according to I am taking according to your book. So then first we are taking regulate. Now then means how they are making their body constant, internal environment of their body constant, that I told 37 degrees Celsius. So then that will be, so by you can say artificial means, by artificial means, or sometimes by metabolic activities, by sometimes by metabolically means the aim of that particular organisms are having to make their temperature or internal environment constant, right? So now in that case mainly these are examples of these are mammals and birds. These are called regulators, or that is that is success of that. Why the mammals are highly evolved, topmost, not because of they are regulators. The success of mammals and birds are because of they regulate. They are making their body temperature constant, body temperature, internal environment constant, right? So now then that means it will be, that means these are the mammals and birds, both are warm-blooded, or it is all called warm-blooded organisms. These are highly successful, means they are highly successful is there because in that they will go anywhere. They will go in extreme high temperature, or maybe they are going into Antarctica region they are going, but they can survive there because they are able to maintain their internal environment. So then they can survive. They will go in the high desert, in a high temperature, they can also be there, they can survive. It means because they can regulate. It means we can say that why we are saying that success of this means highly successful organisms. Highly successful organisms. It is given in your book also. Those are mammals. Because of that tendency of maintaining their internal environment, what is also called they are maintaining homeostasis, right? So now then they have to do number of areas. You can see, you can take your examples also. Whatever you are doing, then you are sitting under fan, or maybe you are using AC, coolers, only to make that outer environment cool, so that you will maintain your temperature. Now lot of sweating nowadays is there because of again the same, that is metabolically. Metabolically, by sweating we are decreasing our temperature, internal temperature, and decreasing to the 37 degrees Celsius. So in that we can say these are the successful organisms. Regulators are the successful only because of that they can, in a very stressful condition. Very stressful condition means when that suppose we are in that constant temperature is there, But for what is a stressful condition nowadays, that will be a stressful condition for us. Now because very high temperature, we have to maintain our temperature. That is a stressful condition. So now then, if the child is there in winter also, you see in winter, you are using the woolen clothes are there, you are using woolen sweaters are there, and you are using to eat hot dishes or hot things, hot food, means that is the aim is to maintain their body temperature. So now then, regulators are most successful organisms, right? So now then, next one is what are there? Conform or conformers. Second one, conformers. Is that clear, beta? Are you understanding that one? Means first one is when we talk about the main topic is the responses, how the organisms are responding to the abiotic factors, or you can say stressful conditions. Stressful conditions, when it will occur? When those biotic factors, temperature is there, by highly increasing or decreasing. Now then, in the case of water is also salinity and high salinity, low salinity, means whatever that all those abiotic factors which I have studied, which will not be suitable for that organisms. So how they are surviving, right? In this responses to the abiotic factors. So we have seen here first regulators, how they are regulating. So then they are regulating by to maintaining by artificial means or sometimes by metabolically or metabolic activities. Now the second one is there, that is conform, right? Conform, and organisms are called conformers. Means here those are, here you can see that one, conformers, means, and they are increasing, that will also be increasing. So then they going up. So that it will be if the limit is there. I told that is successful organisms are, that is regulators. Regulators are most successful. They can survive anywhere. But here that the conformers are having the problems. They cannot meet, there is a limit. They will changing their temperature into from outside to inside. That will be, they are parallel, they are going. If outer environment is more, then internal level is also increasing. But what will happen? They are spending their internal energy. They are spending the energy to survive in that, to follow this external level. So then that is becoming loss. The one example I am telling you about that, the one that shrews and hummingbirds, very small organisms, shrews and hummingbirds. Hummingbirds, right? You know, these are very smallest bird, you know, hummingbirds very smallest birds, these are also. You know, these are both are having the very small organisms. So their surface area is very, means their surface area is more, volume is, means but volume is having, bones are having that some volume is there, and surface area. When they are, these means, you know, smallest organisms cannot survive. It's very important question, just try to understand me. It is given in your book also, then you will go through the book also. First try to understand me, what I am telling. These smallest organisms, these are smallest part, these are also very small. They cannot survive in a colder region where the very temperature is very cold, very low. They cannot survive. What is the region? Questions are number of times in the board questions that will be. Then what are the regions? Then the smallest organisms cannot survive in cold region or in polar region. Or some reason why hummingbirds cannot survive. Or rarely there is another form, number of times the sentences are changed, but answer same. Now give regions why hummingbirds are not found in polar regions, or shrews are not found in polar regions or in colder region, whatever. Means that is the way of asking question, that is different, but the answer is same. What answer is there? You know, that they are having, smallest is there, when they are having in the outer colder region, so then they have to cope up with this, right? It is a colder region, so they have to also be cold. So then they have to lose heat from their entire surface area, right? Means that birds, the entire body, they will release heat to cope up with that colder environment. But here is the, when they are in a very colder regions, so then they have to release heat because they have to cope up with that. If that external level is going down, so the internal level will also be going down, right? If that will be increasing, then it will be also increasing. So then when we talk about then the colder region means very low temperature is there. So now then when they are in found or they are seen, these hummingbirds are seen in that colder regions, and colder is the polar regions. So then temperature is very cold. Now at that time they have to maintain their internal environment according to that. So then they have to lose heat, right, through the entire surface. And but the heat is loose, heat energy is going outside, released out. So whatever will happen in the inside it. Now for that, for metabolic activity, they have to conduct all those life processes. They have to perform. So then for the conducting all metabolic activities, which are normal activities, metabolic activities, which are being taken place inside the body. So then they will require more heat. They are losing their heat for coping with this environment. Right? Means they wasted their heat from their entire surface, and then in internal environment they have to do metabolic activities. For those metabolic activities they need energy again. So then again they have to collect that energy. So it is there, it loss for them. So because of this region, the smallest organisms are not found in colder regions because they have to release more energy to cope up with the external environment. But what will happen there? Inside, whatever the metabolic activities are going on, that will not be cope up with that. So now this is loss for this. So this is the region. When we will start the board questions, so you see that this question will number frequently it will be asked by CBSE board. So then we will see that very simple examples, only the surface area is more relatively compared to the volume. So then through the whole surface area, that is my surface area, this one, and through that surface area they have to release energy, heat energy. Now then heat energy, why? To cope up with this external, because external environment is going down, the temperature is decreasing. So when temperature is decreasing, so then it will also be decreasing. So then how they decrease their body temperature? By releasing heat outside. But what will happen there inside the body? You know, that is a normal organisms are there. They have to conduct number of life processes are there. For all those processes, they have to use energy. Without energy, they cannot perform all those metabolic activities. So now then, it is the expenditure. It is very expensive for these birds, smaller organisms, to survive in colder regions. So these are that's why we are saying these are not the successful. We are saying these regulators are successful, these are not, right? So this is the region, and then that is also called conformers. Such organisms are called conformers, which have to change internal environment according to the external environment, right? So then whatever the stressful conditions are there, now then they have to be cope up. Means cope up, they are not maintaining, because they are not regulators, they are not maintaining their internal temperature, but they have to cope up with this. So now the conformers are that very important question in your book. You can make underline also. In your book is given page number 224. Yes, you can mark it there. It is written, since small organism animals have a larger surface area relative to their volume, because throughout the whole entire surface of area they have to release energy, right? So now they tend to lose body heat very fast when it is cold outside. When it is cold outside means external temperature is getting cool or decrease. So then they have to also decrease. So by releasing energy out, by losing energy out, then they are maintaining internal temperature according to outer. So now then, and this one, that very fast when it is cold outside, then they have to expend much energy to generate body heat through metabolism, right? Because they need energy for that expending, for doing metabolic activities also, and for maintaining this also. So then they are releasing energy. So by metabolic activities, they have to generate more energy so that they can perform all those metabolic activities also, and they are coping with this external level also. So in place it would be better for them, then they will leave that place and they will go to another area where the temperature is normal. So that this is the region they are not seen, the smallest organisms are not seen in the colder regions, right? So this is the conformers. And now some species have evolved the ability to regulate, means come to this partial regulate, means some are some are coping with this environment, and then later on that will be becoming regulate. Some species are there which are known as partial regulators, right? So now these are the stressful conditions, or you can say regulator or local conditions. Local variations also they are disturbing. Means local variation means they are in a colder regions. So then colder regions, that is the local factors are there. So local factors, they will affecting their lives. So now then this is the region. So the partial regulators are there. Sometimes they are just at a certain limited period. They will coping with that. Later on after that, that will not the capacity then to maintain to along with that. So then they will become regulators, or they maintaining their internal temperature, internal environment, and then they are coping with, right? So now then third one, how they are doing that stressful condition, that is migrate, or you can say migration. Migrate. It's very simple. Suppose, what a migration means, suppose you haven't done your homework, right, in class. What will happen then? Teacher, you know that teacher will scold you, then you haven't completed your work. Teacher means definitely teacher will, you know that now today teacher will ask, then why didn't you do that homework? You know that, right? So you will get a scold. So what will you do? You will migrate yourself. At that time, in that period, you will bunk that teacher's period, maybe, or maybe you will be absent in that day, because you know that the teacher will scold you of not doing that homework, right? This is the condition. Means you are running away. You are running away from the stressful condition. Stressful condition for you, because you have a stress. Teacher will scold you, teacher will beat you. You know that is a very normal condition of human behavior. Everyone does that. Number of students who are doing like this. So now then, to cope up with this stressful condition, you are running away. You are moving away from that stress. Instead of facing that situation, instead of facing the teacher's scold, just you run away. So now then, that is also called migration, right? And the next day you have joined the class. It means you temporarily move away from that situation. That stressful conditions or that situation in that class is not favorable, not suitable for you. So then it would be better than you will move away. So you moved. Next day you join that class. You think that teacher forgotten that one, whether we have done homework or not, right? You think. So now then you are just at that time, that condition, that situation, you bunk. You move away, you run away only for facing that stressful condition, right? So that run away, that type of movement which you have seen because of the teacher, or because due to the teacher's scold, you move. So that is a temporary, because next day you join the class. So now then that condition is called migration. What is it called? Migration. Here you will migrate for one day. Temporary migration is temporary. Means to move away from the stressful situation temporary. Because you know that he has too much heat, you will move away to the somewhere. As you know, human being in summer vacation nowadays, you know, this year that is all wasted. But you know, mostly in summer season the people are used to go to hill station, right? Because of that they are chilled. They want to live in the chill environment, right? So they are going, or they are visiting hilly areas, right? Now then, because they are moving away from that stressful scorching heat. Now, but you know, in Delhi nowadays, you know, scorching heat is there. So the people they are moving away to face that scorching heat. They move away to the hilly areas, right? So in the same, that is a migration. Then they are coming back. After that they will come back. So now that is a temporary so temporary movement from that the movement of organisms from stressful condition. So that is called migration, and that process is the phenomenon is called migrate. So you know that, have you heard number of times that you know Siberian birds, in India, especially in Okla bird sanctuaries, number of birds are coming here during winter because that in that country is very cold there. So then the birds are moving away from that stressful condition, and after that when it will become heat here, and then they will go back. So that is temporary movement, temporary journey of that organisms from one place to another place to avoid those stressful situations, right? So this is migration. The number of birds are doing that, number of organisms are also doing that, we human being also doing that one, right? So now this is migration, that is a temporary movement, right? You can say temporary movement from to avoid stressful conditions. Means this is also to survive, means the organisms are responding, that is responding to against the stressful condition or against the abiotic factors by migrating from one place to another place, right? Migration only temporary migration, I am saying temporary movement, they are coming back after that. So now then that is a migration. In that also they are making the enabling them to survive because of stressful condition will be over, they will come back, right? Now the next one, how they are responding in that next condition, how they are responding in their suspend. What is it called? Suspend. Here whenever that means outer conditions are not favorable or suitable or appropriate for organisms, so they will suspend their metabolic activities, they will slow down their all metabolic activities, right? Or sometimes they are creating a structure, cyst formation, they are making around it a thick wall, spores are having enough number of bacteria are there, fungi are there, alga also. Now incrustation means they are making a cyst, hard covering around it, and so that the spores are safe inside hard covering or thick wall, and whenever the conditions appropriate or suitable or favorable for them, they will come, they will burst out and the spores will germinate. In the same case you can say in the plants, higher plants also the same case. In higher plants also they will slow down their activities, or that is called dormancy, seed dormancy, you see. Now then whenever they are getting the favorable conditions, appropriate temperature, appropriate moisture, everything is according to that, then they will germinate. So this is also means for time being they are suspending their activities or they are slowing down their activities so that they can cope up with that stressful environment, and they are easily survive when the appropriate conditions will be there. So that is called suspension. So then in that we have the hibernation. Hibernation also is, have you heard hibernation, or it is your hibernation? That is also called winter sleep. It is called winter sleep, hibernation, shown by bear. During winter, when the lot of chill is there, right, temperature is very cold, so then they, instead of facing that cold, what they are doing, they are going the long sleep. At the time their all body activities, metabolic activities slows down. On that time, that is called sleep, because all metabolic activities are suspend, and now then their condition is called hibernation. One more is there in the same, that will be called summer sleep. Summer question will be there, 1 mark question is the number of times that question. Summer sleep, it is called estivation. In that summer sleep, it is called, that is shown by snail and fishes. Again, when we are talking of summer sleep, now in summer sleep means that is not coping with that temperature which is increasing in summer season. Now then you can see that the snail and fishes, that is example given in your book also, you can mark, because one year that question only they ask as snail and fishes. Write 2 organisms which are going for summer sleep or estivation. So then you have to learn, because according to number of other examples also there, but according to NCERT book it is given bear is there for winter sleep, and a snail and fishes they are giving there. Means whatever happen, again that will during summer season all the body activities are slows down. As you see, dormancy means dormant means all these are activities are stopped. In the same case here, that is called sleep, that is a summer sleep or that is a winter sleep, right? One more term is there in the same, that is called diapause. Again board question from that, what is diapause? In that mostly zooplanktons in lakes, to overcome the stressful situation, they will also suspend their body metabolic activities, right? So that condition is called diapause. It is given in your book also, just last line is there, but 2 or 3 times board question from this diapause, right? In the last line that will be, means there mainly zooplanktons, especially in lakes and ponds, are known to enter diapause, a stage of suspended development. Means here that is only last 2 lines. The question then asked. Now then diapause, zooplanktons in lake and pond, in your book is ponds also there. You can add ponds. Now they are suspending their body activities, or body activity means development is stopped, right? So these are the how they are coping, how that organisms are responding to the abiotic factors, right? We have seen on the basis of these responses we are categorized into conformers, regulators and partial regulators. Now internal level, external level. Now then conformers, they are just if that is increasing, it is also increasing. When it is decreasing, that is also decreasing. Regulators are, that is a constant. Homeostasis is there. The internal temperature is constant, whether external level is increasing or decreasing, but internal here is that is maintained. Now then partial regulator, at some limited period they will be conformers, after that will become regulators. These are called partial regulators. Now then here the migrates also we have seen. Migrate only temporary movement to overcome that stressful condition. When that now condition or situation is normal, they will come back into the particular their own place. That is called migration. Now then suspension or suspend, that when they are slowing down their body activities or metabolic activities, that is called suspension. Now in that we have seen number of seeds, number of plants also, bacteria, fungi, algae, they are making a thick wall around it, spores are there. When appropriate conditions will come, then they will burst out, thick wall, burst out, spores will germinate. In the same case the seeds are there, seed dormancy is there. Now when that appropriate situation will come, then they will germinate. Now then in continuation of that, we have seen the winter sleep, where the all body activity slows down, that is called hibernation. In winter sleep, because in winter, then that is winter or chilled cold temperature is a stressful condition for that bear, and then they are doing winter sleep. Summer sleep also, then for snail and fishes, they are showing that one in summer season. Summer season at the high temperature is a stressful condition for them, so they are going for summer sleep. Again the metabolic activity slows down. Diapause, where the development is stopped, and which is shown by the zooplanktons which are found in lakes and ponds, right? So this topic is only, these are in your book. Just go through that book and you can see whatever I have taken from everything from your book. All examples you have covered up which are given in NCERT book. So again I am telling you that you revise that chapter. Okay, so now then here you can write homework. Homework you will write here, that is, first is revise topic of chapter 13 daily, right? It will be, means in daily you have to revise this chapter, and we'll see NCERT back question. We can see that if it is possible you can do that. You can do question number 1, question number 2, 1 and 2. Okay, do. You will give your homework with a mail when you will finish all questions from that chapter. Then you will mail that question. Okay, homework. So now then do question number 1 and question number 2, right, from textbook chapter 13, because that answer here, whatever we have till now we have taught, the answer in that content which we have done, right? So then we will see the next class. Next we will see adaptation. Next topic we will take adaptation. Okay, so revise that homework whatever being taught and keep on doing your work also. Okay, then bye.